Yo, what's good, everybody? Ace of all trades here with the game Illuminaughty. We are here for the Triple Threat Sports Podcast. Now, before I introduce the co-host, I just want to say what's up to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming through. And let's have a big welcome back for the leader of the flock. Say what up to him, Flock.
Yeah, man, back like I left my keys, yo.
True. And say what up, Siggy Guns.
What up?
All right, y'all. So it's been a while since we've done a full podcast, and also with having Flock in here, and there's been a lot of stuff going on. Probably strictly gonna keep it to the NBA, but there may be some things here and there sports-wise we talk about. What the hell was that?
What you thought it was?
I didn't know. I heard some sounds in the background.
Easily distracted, bro.
Nah. Anyways, we just gonna get right into it. NBA Finals. Cavs versus Warriors. Who y'all got? Flock, who you got, fam?
Going with Golden State, man. Golden State in 6.
Ooh, in 6? Okay. What about you, Siggy?
I also have Golden State in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 5.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, but I would actually wouldn't be surprised either if it was gonna be 5 itself. Now, there's a huge difference, and I saw one of these articles talking about, with Kevin Durant being a bigger factor in itself. I mean, obviously that's going to play a role when it comes to the Cavs. Do you think the Cavs are going to be able to stop the Warriors alongside Kevin Durant?
No. All right, look, this is how I think it's going to play out here. Last year, they beat the Warriors, and it took, I know a lot of people are going to get mad about this, but it took that suspension of Draymond Green for it to really happen, period.
Which was horseshit.
So, don't get me wrong, LeBron played great. I know Kevin Love is better than he's been last year, and everybody seems a lot healthier, although what's-his-face did twist his ankle. We'll see how that's going to play out. But they struggled against the Celtics for a few games. Not all the games. I know they lost one, and then it just seemed like they weren't in sync, The Warriors, though, have been on fire, period. The only time they looked like they were beatable was when Kawhi was shutting them down. Once he was gone, that was it. And I just think the Warriors are just a better team, a matchup-wise. They're a matchup problem for the Cavaliers. So if they had some problems with the Celtics, with Bradley and them, I can't imagine what it's going to be whenever what's-his-face decides he's going to be on fire. Klay Thompson or Draymond Green or Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. So,
but then they don't have a bench, though. That's the thing.
They don't even need a bench. They could use one of them. They could use 2 of them as a bench.
I think, and I like your point and everything, but I mean, once again, we did witness a 3-1. They did blow a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals, and do I think that's going to happen again? I hope, for God's sake, not just for the fact that was just tough to watch.
That was because they suspended Draymond Green. Who knows what that game was? It game 6 that would have been like without that.
Yeah, but we can't talk about woulda, coulda, shoulda, and like what would have happened if he wouldn't have been ever. It happened. So, but at the same time, you brought up the fact that the Cavs were all over the place at first, and it took Kyrie to step up when LeBron James was not looking good towards the end of that Celtics series, for them to come back and win the game. Like, I think he dropped like 42 points, which is, I believe, his season high, which was really good on his part. Like, he did very well, but LeBron James was shooting like shit. Like, and if he's gonna play like that in the finals, it's not gonna end up pretty. It's not gonna look pretty. What do you think about it, Flock?
And that was without Isaiah Thomas too.
True.
We keep saying they struggled against Boston. I think it was more so the fact that they were just bored. To be honest with you, because they was beating their ass. It is possible to just get bored and just disinterested. You
That's true.
You can't get disinterested in shit like that does happen. So, I'm not gonna say that. I pick Golden State because I just think that team they on the mission right now, and they got something to prove. They definitely got something to prove. Now, it would have been a different series had Kawhi not got hurt. Let's be honest. I still think they would have beat the Spurs, even with the healthy. It just that series they wouldn't have swept them. They wouldn't have swept them. It would have been a 6-game series, and they would have beat them. I mean, they would have gotten game 1, and they probably would have gotten like game 4, and that's about it. I mean, that series would have. I mean, it wasn't going to be as close a series as we all thought because LaMarcus Aldridge turns into the Invisible Man. He can't go left. I'm just being honest. He's terrible.
You're right.
When the lights are bright, dude, he disappears. I mean, they spent all that money on him, yo, and you know he was under that blanket in Portland, you know, because he didn't have to showcase nothing. They just had to go out there and play in Portland because nobody was really watching him like that. I mean, he's playing in Portland. But now you on that stage where excellence is expected of you in San Antonio. He got exposed, bro. Like that dude cannot go left, and he to the point now he don't even want to post up. I'm like, bro, you 6'11", 250, 260 or whatever you weigh. Post somebody up, bro. Like real shit. Post somebody up. You can't post up Draymond Green. You 6'11", 250. He's 6'7", 240, 230 or whatever. Something is not right. Like, I don't get that, man. Like, you can't be out here trying to be no finesse player. And him and Pau Gasol didn't play good together anyway. But back on, I mean, a lot of people saying, yo, I'm not going to count out Cleveland. I'm not saying that they just going to get ran over by no stretch. I mean, look what they did last year. I mean, people keep saying, oh, because Draymond Green wasn't playing. I'm like, they played 2 more games with him, and they still lost. So
yeah, they had a different drive to them.
I mean, they still lost those other 2 games with him. So it wasn't like they played the last 2 games without him. So, but I will say that, and also but
it was a momentum thing, though.
Yeah, I mean that killed him. That killed him too. But you still got to go out there and play. I mean, they had more than enough to go out there and play because Kevin Love wasn't really doing nothing. He was a non-factor. So
LeBron stepped up.
Yeah, LeBron is the best player in the game by far. But at the end of the day, I just want them to just be reminded that Cleveland is still a third world country.
Here you go.
That's all.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Golden State needs to make that happen.
It's gonna take Love getting a 15-15. And Kyrie getting 30 points a game for them to match up, I think. Well,
I just don't think they have the same drive as they did last year, though. Like when you guys speak about like having something to prove, like it was the Cavaliers more so. LeBron had something to prove, coming back to his city, saying, "You know what? I'm about to get my city. We gonna get a championship."
Bro, them dudes blew a 3-1 lead. They went 73-9. They broke the Bulls' regular season record and lost. So who do you think got more to prove right now?
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying. They got a lot more to prove. That's why I say Golden State. If they maintain that killer instinct like they've had, they'll win that game in 6. They win that series in 6 games. So they'll.
Plus they got.
Yeah. So
they'll win it. Plus
they picked up KD. And
they dropped to the bench, but they picked up KD. And, KD was hurt towards the end of the season, but he came back, and he's been looking well. He's looking healthy. So I mean, like you said, like they have that drive. Plus, you got KD having a drive of his own personal, trying to get him a championship as well. I mean, last time around, the Cavs didn't have to deal with KD in the finals. You got KD with the Warriors. Like that's a dangerous combination still. Like who you think is going to truly be able to guard KD if Steph Curry is going off, if the whole top 5 is going off, the starting 5 is going off, like who's going to be able to hold KD as well?
I mean, that's if you don't have to put a milk carton, put him on a milk carton and he disappeared like he did last year in OKC against Golden State.
That's true.
Because he pretty much wet the bed in the last 2 games.
Yeah. Someone said NBA Finals are professional. Stop with the momentum. Hey, look, Dirk won with momentum against the Heat, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. So it happens. Momentum does happen. I don't know why. I don't know why people think that doesn't exist.
And I see what y'all talking about.
And everybody talking about Steph Curry. And
I was just about to say that.
Y'all keep forgetting Klay Thompson is he can come out there and drop 60 on you any given moment. So
out of nowhere,
you can't forget about him. So if everybody keeps talking about those 2 guys, and if Cleveland foolish enough to be that same way and forget about Klay Thompson, it's gonna be a shorter series than you think. If he shows up, because he can be inconsistent sometimes too. But then again, a lot of times I see when I watch them play, they don't get him involved a lot. Like these playoffs, they haven't really been getting him in the game like they should, and that falls on Stephen Curry. I mean, we know you're the best shooter in the game, but you still got to get your breath. You know, you got to get them other guys involved, because if Klay Thompson, you know, decide, man, I'm out of here after my contract up,
that's gonna be dangerous.
Well, I can go somewhere and be the man. Then you know you gotta keep everybody happy. But that's the team that does that, man. That team shares the ball, so they the best the best at what they do at doing that.
Defensively, though, if
the Cavs beat the Warriors, is this a bigger choke than last year because of the record?
If the Cavs beat the Warriors, I wouldn't call it a choke. It's just the Cavs better, and they got their number. Yeah. I mean,
and people gonna talk about Kate, and then people gonna talk about KD,
though, man. I mean, that was the whole purpose, right?
Well,
it's gonna, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It'll fall more on Kevin Durant than it will the rest of. I mean, this is the rubber. This is the rubber match. Like I said, anytime you have the best player in the world, I've never seen where the best player in the league has been the underdog so many times in the finals.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. He like, huh? Yeah. That's how I felt. Like, you know,
that don't even sound right saying.
Like,
it just don't.
How many times have Shaq and Kobe been in the finals and they were the underdog? Now they've lost being the favorites. I've seen them lose. They lost to Detroit. They got their ass handed to them by Detroit, and they were the favorites. But I mean, they were never the underdogs when they gone to the finals. Same thing with those Bulls teams, except for maybe once. I think they weren't the favorites when they played the Lakers that first year. But you know what happened there? Beat that ass in 5. But so that you know, you rarely see the best player in the league if he's in the NBA championship that they're the underdog. So I mean, it gives them something. It gives them something to strive for. And the fact that he's been in the finals 7 straight years. Like, I'm not a LeBron hater. I just got a problem with these LeBron sexuals out here that, you know, they go overboard with it.
Yep. Now, speaking of LeBron James, he recently just passed Michael Jordan for the most points in NBA playoff history. What do you guys feel about that? And his comments about being talked about and shopped around as the best player ever and being compared to Michael Jordan. Because I know you saw that video, Flock. I know you had retweeted it on Twitter. And what do you think? So I'll ask you first.
I respected him for it. I thought that was dope of him to say what he said. He never came out and made it seem like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. He just said it was some personal shit for him, you know, to do. He said, you know, he the reason why he wears number 23, the reason why he did this, reason this, that, and the third. So, I mean, a lot of people like to throw that, yo, he did this, he passed. I'm like, yeah, look how many games, you know, he did it. You know, he played a lot more games too. And a lot of people don't realize that when Jordan played, first round series wasn't 7 games, it was 5. So
plus Jordan started at 21.
Yeah,
LeBron
Jordan
started at 17 or 18, I think. LeBron started at 17 or 18. One of the two.
LeBron came out of high school. Jordan went 3 years in 3 years in college. And then you got to take the consideration that he retired for nearly 2 seasons. Then came back and then retired again. So when you think about it, Jordan only played. When you really think about it, he only played like 13 full seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So and LeBron is already in his 14th season.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not taking anything from him.
Yeah.
Like no one hates LeBron like that. At least in this podcast, I don't know. Maybe Siggy does. I doubt it.
I'm actually a LeBron fan. So.
I like LeBron I like LeBron a lot as an athlete, and I respect him. Like you were saying, he was saying that he did a lot of things because of Jordan. But even though he was doing a lot of things as Michael Jordan, he was trying to make a name for himself. And when somebody asked him in the media room about how does he feel about kids saying, hey, I want to be like LeBron, like he seemed very humble about that. And that's what I really liked about him the most, and his comments. Like, it made it seem like, you know what, like this dude knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He even asked him like, hey, like, you know, how do you even feel to be in talks with like MJ? And he was just like, am I one of the greats? Like, you mean?
Oh, that's just on show. You know damn well he thinks he's.
I know that.
I know that. If
you
fell for that shit.
He was political for it, but I'm not mad at him for being like that. I mean, I can read him up and down by that, but I'm not mad at him for being like that. I mean, I think any one of us would have just been like, no, that's cool, but deep down inside, like, yeah, I want that. And it showed through his humble responses that the fact that he wanted to make a name for himself, but he was basing a lot of the things he did off of Michael Jordan, just like how Kobe did, and just like how a lot of other people did. I mean, ain't nobody mad at that.
I think still what's going to happen, whenever you talk to, people that still hold Jordan as the greatest ever, it's always going to come down to he was 6-0 in the finals. A lot of people are going to knock LeBron on the finals losing. The 7 in a row is very impressive, but then people are going to say, well, Jordan would have got 8 in a row if he didn't retire those 2 years.
Do you disagree with that?
Yeah,
no, he would have got.
Because did y'all see the stupid shit Kenny Smith said? Kenny Smith said that they would have beat. I'm like, bruh, shut up.
He's tripping. He's
Shut up.
tripping.
And you heard what Scottie Pippen said. Scottie Pippen said, dude, you seen what I did to Magic, right? I would have cut the head off that snake. You wouldn't even been able to get Hakeem the ball because I would have been on you.
That's true.
And then, of course, the number one thing that everybody would say that they'll always hold Jordan higher is going to be the fact that LeBron didn't stay with the Cavs the whole entire time. I know it's not fair to say that, but that's always going to be the knock. So those are the 3 knocks on him that most people will bring up. Now, numbers-wise, I mean, I don't think it's anywhere close. Right now, LeBron obviously destroys Jordan a lot of numbers. In the end, when his career's done,
they're different type of players, though.
Exactly. So it's like, it's hard to.
Jordan is a 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard. LeBron is like a 6'8" locomotive, bro. Like,
yeah, he's a 6'8".
He's more of a playmaker, like distributor. He's not like he's not that. He didn't come out just to score. Jordan's game was shut you down on defense and destroy you on offense. And he's the most clutch player ever. More clutch than Kobe. More clutch than anybody else. More clutch player ever.
Yep.
Ever. So
yeah.
He made it happen, and that was always a knock on LeBron that he didn't have that clutch gene. Like, he always deferred to other players. Now, I'm not always gonna say that's a bad thing. Don't go out there and force up a bad shot because he could have done that, and if that would have happened, maybe Golden State would have won that series last season, and Kyrie wouldn't have gotten that shot. So
that's always a knock though on LeBron that I think was always unjustified because Jordan did miss a lot too. It just so happens that we remember the ones he makes more so than the
most clutch player ever, though. Still, regardless,
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that we remember Jordan's clutch shots more than all his misses. But he had a bunch of shots where they didn't do nothing, just like LeBron. So it's not like. I guess what I'm trying to say is his shots that were game winners and stuff like were memorable. Obviously, the one that always comes to mind is the one against the Jazz.
Yep.
When he's just kind of sitting there. We always
he did one against Cleveland too.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, though, LeBron does have a lot of game-winning buckets. They don't get the accolades that Jordan got.
Of course, yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, like I'm excited to see how LeBron James is in the finals. I'm sure he's gonna bring it. I'm sure he's gonna want to get that second ring in Cleveland. And if they somehow beat the Warriors,
you gotta put him. You gotta put him up there.
Yeah, you gotta put him up there.
Just for the sheer fact that the level of competition that he's facing in these past 2 finals. Well, actually the past 3, because that first year when they lost to Golden State. It was basically him against everybody else, and those numbers he put up.
Else was hurt.
Those numbers he put up was incredible. But then again, like when you put that comparison, you got to think about the different eras that they play in. Because, I mean, the era Jordan played in was far more physical. I mean, they changed the rules because of that. Because you were able to hand check. Now, if you touch somebody, they're gonna call a foul. But you were able to hand check and guide somebody's body with your hands and arms. You can't do that anymore, and a lot of people don't realize. Like some of the shit that they call flagrants now, that shit would be a common foul in '92 and '93.
Yeah, but that was when
it called.
Yeah,
some of the early '90s. Some of that shit wouldn't
even. Some of it wouldn't even be called. Like some of those Heat teams and the Knicks teams and those Pistons teams that Jordan had to fight through. A lot of people, well, Jordan was getting swept in the first round. Yeah, he was losing to the teams that ultimately won the championship. You know what I mean? He wasn't going up against a Detroit Pistons team or Orlando Magic team. You know what I mean? That ain't really worth shit. So you can't put that on there. I mean, he was basically out there by himself. He was basically out there by himself, and that doesn't say anything less about Jordan or more about LeBron. It just says more about the state of the Eastern Conference, because when Jordan played, the Eastern Conference was the dominant conference. If you came out the East, you were the favorite to win the championship.
You bring up a good point, because a lot of people, think that it's incredible that the Warriors have gone 3 in a row in the tough West. Do you think if LeBron was in the West the whole time that we wouldn't be having this discussion?
He wouldn't have made it to the finals that many times.
He wouldn't have made the finals. He definitely wouldn't
But then again, I mean, he tends to, he was able to pick and choose He's able to pick and choose, you know, who's playing with him and all that other stuff. Like they kind of like let him do what he wants and say, hey, I want this guy, I want that guy. That stuff didn't happen back then. The execs did that. They say, hey, look, I'm the GM, I'm running this, I'm putting on this team who I feel fits. You know, it's not like, yo, I want this guy on the team or I ain't coming back. So
yeah, player involvement has definitely changed over the years, especially like, you know, if you hold near dear to like the GM.
People didn't jump teams. People didn't jump teams and hold GMs and owners hostage every year either. Like, yo, I'm gonna have this player option this year. I'm gonna do this year. I mean, Jordan was so underpaid. Jordan was. I remember at one point Jordan wasn't even the highest paid player on the Bulls until his last like 3 seasons that he played. And he started hitting their ass up for 30, 33, and 36 million those last 3 years. He's like, look, man, I made y'all a ton of money. So now you got to pay me, and we win at the same time.
Isn't that a reason why too he had made all the NBA, any games or anything along those lines, pay him extra for his likeness because of the fact that he wasn't getting paid like that?
I don't know the exact reason for that, but maybe he just didn't
want
to. Because there's players that's like that now, like old players that won't do it, like Reggie Miller and Chris Webber and stuff like that. So they all have their reasons for not wanting to be involved in that stuff. So, man, I'm not sure. So, but it's whatever. But like I said, man, it's just a different era. I mean, my thing is, it's okay to like both. You don't have to like one or the other. You can definitely like both and respect both games, but they're just different players. And they play the different eras.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the main reason why is because people just want to already hear it. Everybody admit that somebody was greater than the other, and it's hard to do it because his career is not over yet. But it looks like while his career is coming down, LeBron, in let's say 5, it looks like he has a lot of years left. But let's say in 5 years he does retire and he wins 3 more championships, and he does get his 6. I mean, I think the only argument you have is, oh, well, he's 6-0. I mean, at that point, now you're just kind of pulling, threads. You're just drawing strings. So
yeah, it's definitely a different era. I mean, you can sit and count on one hand how many teams use 3 fingers and count how many teams got the best chance of getting to the finals and winning the championship. What does that say for the league? Because everybody's grouped up on the same 3 teams.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole issues when the whole Big 3 era really started, when going back and forth between different teams, like forming Big 3s and like quote unquote super teams. I mean, that's why a lot of people were like, is this,
Hold on for a second. I just seen somebody, and I know I hardly ever even acknowledge the chat while we recording this. But somebody said if LeBron gets 5 rings, he's better than Jordan.
Tried to ignore it.
Robert Horry has like 7. So does that mean he's better than Jordan? Does that mean he's better than Jordan?
No, I mean,
of course not.
Russell has 10.
Right.
Bill
Russell has 11. So
11. Right. Yeah, that's
Bill Russell has 11. Does that mean he's better than Kareem? You know what I mean? Kareem got 6. Does that mean he's better? Like, yeah. I mean, like I said, man, I'm not gonna like clown you, none, bro. But you sound like a LeBron sexual, like the prime example of what I'm talking about. That means nothing. You basically just co-signing what I said. The fact that the league is so watered down, you know what I mean? The league is so watered down, and it's top heavy. That's all it is. It's 4 teams in the league that can make it to the finals, when realistically it's 2. Everybody knew at the beginning of the season that Golden State and Cleveland was going to the finals. So what does that say? What does that say about the East? Who's the second best team in the East? Washington. Boston. I think Boston would not have made it if Rondo didn't get hurt. Yep. Boston would not have made it out the first round if Rondo didn't get hurt. Rings don't necessarily mean you the greatest. It's your impact and what you did in the time that you played. So I just need people to realize that, rings don't always mean everything. Because if that's the case, that means Bill Russell is the greatest player ever because he has the most rings. And nobody has ever said that. I wouldn't even put Bill Russell in my top 5. So,
player, but definitely not top. Yeah.
Russell was a beast, though.
He was a beast, but I wouldn't put him in. I don't think anybody would put him in their top 5.
My favorite moment of Russell is that he was the coach and still won the championship as a player coach.
I mean, you got to think about it. Those Celtics teams were just like how Cleveland and Golden State is now. It was like 2 teams every year that made it to the championship. It was Russell, It was Russell and the Celtics going against whatever team they played against in the finals. Because they was beating up on Wilt every year because Wilt didn't have help guys around him. Celtics was a super team. They had all those top tier players and the best coach in the league, kind of like Phil Jackson did with the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. Everybody wanted to play with them. And that's how those teams were. So I think those teams were overrated too because of that.
We need to get back to that form, by the way. You know, Laker fans, we out here. We gonna try. Magic, we believe in you, fam.
All right.
But I see Lakers. Go for it. That's a good transition. Go for it.
You talk about the lottery pick? Yeah. Perfect. I mean, the Lakers got the number 2 pick, baby. We out here. You know, the lottery pick, I'm happy about it. You know, we, said that we should lose some games towards the end of the season after, trying to, win something. Didn't really mean anything at all. But the Lakers ended up getting the number 2 pick for the lottery pick. So that's pretty good for me, for the Lakers. And that brings on who they're going to pick up, which most likely will be Lonzo Ball. I mean, what do you guys think? Lonzo Ball being a Laker, do you think he'll go number 2? Do you think he's going to drop further?
I think it would have been hilarious. I think it would have been hilarious if they didn't get in the top 3 and that pick would have went to Philly.
Oh, that would
that would have made for interesting news. That would have been hella comedy right there because we wouldn't be having this conversation. But I just feel like the whole thing. I just want to get it over with and see who goes where and all this other stuff. I don't really give a shit about the Lakers. I really care about what may transpire as far as like with the Celtics, because nobody's talking about that. The Celtics is like the best team to ever land a number 1 pick because they were the top seed in the East and they got that pick from Brooklyn. I'm always tempted to call them New Jersey. I swear. The Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they might as well be.
And they're gonna get their pick again next season. So they're gonna get their pick again next season. Remember when dude went all in and gave up all those picks for those washed up Celtics players, KG and Paul Pierce and all of them. This is what Danny Ainge did. He's like, no, I don't want next season or the season after that. I'm gonna wait until y'all start sucking after these dudes are done. And that shit was genius. So now, if I was Boston, I'd find me a superstar. I use that pick to be a superstar. Why would you use that pick to get a guy that's gonna be 19 years old and not gonna help you win right now? You're not gonna be. If you get the number 1 pick, that's fine, but you're not gonna beat LeBron and them. You're not gonna beat the Cavaliers. Nope. You're not gonna beat the Cavaliers with the number 1 pick. They need to try to get a Paul George, and if Paul George decides to stay, or Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's under contract for the next 3 seasons, so he's gonna be there. So that would be the move that I would be trying to make. I would use that pick and somebody else, a player, to try to make sure the salaries work out and all that, because that's how trades work. And I would use that to get me a player that's going to get me over the hump. Then you got Gordon Hayward that's going to be a free agent. He may sign with him because that coach over there was his college coach. So it's a lot of things that they can do. I think like that's the most interesting part of the draft and the free agency stuff the offseason that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, the moves and everything. And just to answer something in the chat real quick, it's not Laker hate. It's legit. It is what it is. I mean, as a Laker fan, there's some crazy Laker fans out there, like the fact that they'll say some outrageous shit and everything like that, and they just truly believe that the Lakers are just going to be amazing, start at the season and all that. We're trash, fam, and we've been trash for the past like 5 to 6 years. And you gotta, and I hate to say this because I'm about to say it. I hate to say it, and I admire this guy as an athlete and everything. It's because of Kobe, fam. At the end of the day, it's because of Kobe. Instead of Kobe, I mean, he got his money, but him getting his money hurt us in the long run. That's what it really was. It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. And another thing when it comes to the Lakers, one thing that I'm nervous about is because I like him as an overall player. I'm so scared when it comes to the draft picks now, like first round draft picks for us, because I keep getting reminded of Julius Randle. We were looking forward to him. He was ready and everything. The way he got hurt, just that shit scares me.
I mean, let's be real, bro. Julius Randle is not a franchise saver.
He's not a franchise saver.
Him being out there that season, if he wasn't gonna be out there that season, they were still gonna be pretty ass.
They
And
were
look at
certainly
Russell,
they
too.
they were going to
Russell's
be.
he's also not
Yeah.
going to be what you think
And
And he's a snitch.
And D'Angelo Russell is not the player that everybody, thought he was going to be. And I said that when they got him, I'm like, I just don't like the way he plays. He's not a point guard.
Right. No, I get it. I completely get it. But at the end of the day, it's Kobe's fault.
Did you see that? Did you see the D'Angelo like the tweet bashing Lonzo Ball or something?
Yeah,
like
I saw that. I saw that.
He's mad. He's mad because Lonzo gonna come and take his spot.
That's exactly what it's gonna be.
That's what that hate all about.
That's exactly.
And
what
I
it's
hope
gonna
the
be.
Lakers get him, and I hope that's what happened because I do not like D'Angelo Russell, bro. I don't know what.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring it out there. You think Lonzo Ball's gonna be good?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about this right now. So anyone in the chat, y'all can put it in there if y'all balling like that. But who getting them Lonzo Ball Z02 shoes? Who's getting those? $495.
Ain't nobody about to pay $500 for no 2K generic shoes, bro. Like
fake ass. I'm sorry, but they some fake ass Kobe's. There's some fake ass Kobe's, fam.
Them look like them generic shoes that your my player get with before you get a shoe deal. Nobody cares about that bullshit, bro. I'm not even about to entertain his pops right now because he doing his thing, and I ain't got no hate towards him. I just feel like we had this conversation before. I'm good with that, fam. Let's move on.
But you know what, though? No, I will say something, though. Like, even though the asking price for those shoes are ridiculous, I can respect the Ball family for saying, you know what? If no other shoe companies want to give my son a deal or anything like that, I'm going to do the triple B's. I'm gonna make my own brand, have my own brand, and put my shoes out there. Like, he is at the end of the day making his money.
It was funny when he told that chick to stay in your lane, though.
That's what I said. That was funny. And I don't think. Speaking of that, I don't think that he did anything wrong or said anything wrong at all. She was trying to play a card that us as men of color know too long.
That chick was talking mad crazy about him.
Yeah, exactly.
About it. And then when he got there, she tried to play all coy about everything. Like, motherfucker, you do know I have television, and I seen what you said. I would have told her the same. I probably would have told her something worse. You know me. I ain't gonna pull no punch.
No. You old flock would have went off.
The reason why they made it a big deal is because everybody's all sensitive these days. So they played the all women card and a whole bunch of crap. So
it was racing.
That's a different topic that we're not even gonna touch. All I'm gonna say is she know what she did and what she tried to do.
Yep. I'm not mad at him for it.
When Colin was a little bitch for not shutting that shit down too, he just sat there and didn't say shit.
He let it transpire because he knew it was going to be talked about. That's why he did it. At the end of the day, he did it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, ratings.
Yeah, exactly. But talking about Ball, like, I mean, I'm looking forward to his impact. Lonzo better put in work. That's all I'm going to say. He better put in work because
he's got a target on him already.
He has a huge target from all the NBA players, from everybody watching him and everything like that. If this dude doesn't be nothing less but spectacular.
What's the expectation? What point guard or guard do you think he needs to be successful? Like, comparing,
he just needs to be. He just needs to be rookie of the year.
He better come out there and be a Jason Kidd type of point guard.
Yeah, he's gotta be rookie of the year type tier.
That's what he needs to be. He needs to have that Jason Kidd type of season, type of rookie season. That season, I think, what was it? Him and Grant Hill won co-rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's got to be rookie of the year.
I think he need to come out and have that type of season for people to just be like, okay, all the hype was worth it. I mean, it's all well and good. If that's the case, I'll be the first person to say, all right. I'm never gonna sit here and say I don't like him as a player, but like, when we keep talking about this dude, let's not forget that what's buddy name Fox that went to Kentucky.
Sure, De'Aaron. De'Aaron
tore his ass up in that game.
Yep. And exactly. Yeah, he did. I mean, he's gonna be good too in the league.
Let's not forget about him too.
Yep.
So, but that's what it is. We'll talk about that right around the time the draft come, or right after the draft and all that other shit. But like I said, we'll see.
Overall,
somebody said Fox can't shoot. Neither could Jason Kidd.
Y'all are hating on the shoes. Those shoes are awesome.
You know what, Siggy? I'm actually not shocked that you haven't picked up a pair of those shoes. I'm gonna be completely real
and
flipped them because you know what? That's why I said, you know what? They may be an outrageous price, but I respect the fact that he decided to do it on Lavar did on his own.
Wasn't Ben Simmons on Twitter talking shit about that dude though? I'm like, you can't talk, man, and you ain't even played a game yet. That's just like they talking about making Embiid rookie of the year. How you gonna make him rookie of the year and he only played not even half the season, a third of the season. Like,
right. And speaking of LeVar Ball, now the outrageous shit he's talking about now is he's asking big shoe companies for $3 billion for a shoe deal for big baller brands. And they said, if you ain't a baller, then your shoes ain't for you, baby. I mean, that's crazy. $3 billion.
Yeah, he's not gonna get that. Snapchat didn't even sell for $3 billion whenever Facebook wanted them at the first time. So that's not gonna happen.
Nope. That's triple B's, baby. You already know. Put the triple B's in the chat. If y'all ain't rocking with the triple B's, you know that's gonna be a new thing, especially if Lonzo ends up with the Lakers.
31 games in 3 seasons. Unbelievable. All right, man. Let's get off this topic with this dude, yo. Like, I just feel like I'm losing brain cells, man. Like, we talking about this guy too much, yo. Like,
I mean, man, that's
play
why.
Play a game first, and then I'll take this circus serious, bro.
JG say he a baller. He getting him a pair. True, but nah, I feel you.
See you. Let me find out you at E3 with them big ass bowling shoes on. That's what them shits look like.
Fake ass Kobe's.
I'm gonna show up with them.
2K generics, bro. Ain't nobody thinking about them fucking shoes. All right, what else we got?
Man, we could talk about the NFL stuff coming up real quick. I mean, any news y'all want to talk about the NFL? Because I know what I want to talk about.
There's really no news. It's like about to be June. Who really cares about football right now?
I mean, shit, I do. You got practice going on right now. I'm excited.
We talking about practice?
We talking about practice.
We talk about practice.
Here you go. Here you go.
You about to talk about practice?
All right. The only news out of the NFL right now is Beckham dating what's her face.
Oh my god.
So basically, no NFL news. Next.
Exactly.
Wow.
Next.
Odell Beckham's gonna get cursed.
All right.
So that was actually good news though.
He just signed a big time. Beckham just signed a big time deal with Nike. I don't know for how much. Yada yada yada. You know, yada yada yada. Victor Cruz going to the Bears. Who cares? Yeah. So pretty much nothing in the NFL, y'all. So yeah. I wish we could report that Floyd Mayweather and McGregor was gonna actually fight, but they still tap dancing and tiptoeing with that shit.
That's not gonna happen, fam.
So pretty much all we got right now is this little shit about the NBA.
We do have hockey. We got the Penguins. They won. Yep. Yes, now they're on their way to the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Good for them.
Right.
Go Penguins.
Yeah.
No, that's why I can't say Penguins because we actually have a team. Go Golden Knights. Golden Knights. We in there. I guess.
Must be nice to finally have a professional team, boy. Huh?
We don't have another one, but I'm not gonna rip that squad. Gotta be a Chargers fan still. I'm good.
Oh god, you destined to lose forever, huh? Okay.
That's nice, nigga. Where your team at?
What, my football team?
Yeah, talk about my team.
My team is the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, all right.
I live to see them win 2 Super Bowls. I mean, the Chargers won.
I can't even talk crap.
Hopefully,
being a Jets fan. Hey, but you know what? Actually, you know what?
Live to see them see one.
Being a Jets fan, I do have one slim hope though, and that is the Madden curse. Now that Brady was on there, so.
Oh, that's what I want to talk about. I think Tom Brady's gonna be the dude to break it. I hate to say it.
To break what?
No.
I think he's gonna break the Madden curse. I think he's gonna break it. I truly believe he's gonna break it. And yes, I called him a baby back bitch, but I think he's gonna break the Madden curse. Of all people, after what he proved after the Atlanta Falcons game,
you know he won't be the first person that was on Madden that didn't get hurt, right?
I know. I'm just saying though. I think they
but
will
be. It's been more than none to not get hurt. I mean, to actually get hurt though. But it's been a couple that hasn't been hurt.
It's very low. The Madden curse has affected, I believe, more than 80% of the people that have been on that cover. That's for sure.
The latest is Gronkowski got hurt in the Madden.
He always hurt though.
I mean, that's an argument. He's injury prone, but he still fell to the curse.
Here's the thing, though. This is Tom Brady is old and he's been on borrowed time, so it wouldn't be surprising at all if this is the downfall, and they're gonna blame it on the curse. So that's
or this can happen. He can go out there and have the best season he probably ever had, besides that 2007 season. He had one of the best seasons he's ever had because of that. It can go the opposite way. This dude has got like a rabbit's foot in his damn pocket because he always they always find a way to win for some.
Well, if he
reason.
wins,
Exactly.
it's not surprising if he wins. It's more
Yeah,
surprising.
because I think they got the over right now. I mean, they're expected to win the Super Bowl right now. I believe.
Maybe
sports
Tom Brady
books.
maybe Tom Brady wants to secretly retire, and he's gonna blame it on the Madden curse.
Fuck out of here, Siggy.
Boss is not letting him retire.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Are we done talking about this? We talking about Madden, bro. Can we wrap this up?
That's
all
right.
right.
There really was
we
a bunch of sports, so
Yeah, I mean,
it's really not.
besides the NBA
It was really nothing. That last 10 minutes was just filler, fam. I'm just gonna be real.
Besides, I got it. Besides the NBA finals and everything like that, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be dope. You guys will hear more about it from us from the podcast and also on the website. If you guys don't know, we have a Patreon now. So if you guys want to check it out, we will be posting the link inside of the chat now, or you can look down in the description box below. Those are listening to the video version of this. We got some pretty cool tiers. And there is one tier that I wanted to talk about in particular. It's called the new player tier. If you want to be a part of a GI video like series like this, then if you be a patron, you'll be able to be a part of it just by applying to that tier. And everything below that tier, you also include you. So for the AAA game giveaway, access to the GI Patreon Discord, which is pretty lit. We're always in here. We're playing games with everybody, Injustice, Paragon, Terra, Battlegrounds, and so on. So if you guys want to be a part of it and want to support us and everything, be sure to check out. And I'll post a link here now for everybody in the chat, but be sure to look down in the description box below. You guys got anything else to say?
there is WNBA we could talk about.
Right. Layup Simulator 2017. I'm good, fam. I'm good, fam. You can go ahead, Siggy.
Nah, there really is not much. It's good to be back, and of course, when the NBA finals are done, it's gonna be weird not talking about many sports. Just said baseball or something.
Jesus, yeah. I mean,
as the contrarian of this podcast, I would just like to say appreciate everybody coming through that's watching the live version with us. Everybody that's watching the replay or whatever you want to call it on the YouTube, on the GI channel. Appreciate y'all checking it all out. Yeah, definitely be sure if you're a part of that. If any Patreon people that are in here or watching the video and stuff like that want to get down, man, just holler at me. Let me know if you're part of that tier. Can make it happen. All I will do, I will advise you to know your stuff, because if you come in here and you start talking and you don't know your stuff, I'm gonna expose you. All right.
Don't worry. There's Google for that.
Yeah, ass ace.
I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but excuse me for utilizing my resources and just admitting when I don't know something. But you know, I shot him. You got it.
Oh shit. All right. So appreciate y'all coming through, man, on the live tip with us, man. But we about to be gone. Ace, you want to say something in closing?
Nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm new me. Like Fox said, new me. I'm good. I could have retaliated, but I'm good.
Oh God. And then on that note, we out, y'all. Deuces.